Welcome back to our book study as we dive into the last chapter of Jesus and the Jewish roots of the Eucharist. It is a great pleasure to have with us Melanie Gorges, a wonderful parishioner of the parish, and as we discuss on the road to Emmaus. So what jumped out at you in this chapter? What did you find intriguing?
Well, this is actually one of my favorite stories from the Gospels, and so when I saw that was the chapter, I was really excited about it because I really like this idea of these disciples who have just kind of had their hearts broken. They thought that this wonderful teacher that they had, they thought he was the Messiah. They had all these hopes for what he was going to do for them, and now they find themselves walking away, really downcast, downtrodden, kind of not knowing what to do next. And so it's one of my favorite stories because I really like this idea of they knew that there was something special about this man that they met because they didn't know it was Jesus at the time, and they say to him, "Come stay with us." So I think when I think about it, I think that they already kind of knew that there was something special about this person that they were walking with, and that kind of shows me that they still had hope. So that's why it's one of my favorite stories, and I just like this idea. That's one of my favorite quotes is them telling Jesus to come stay with us. And so that's why I really liked about this chapter was just that quote of "come stay with us," and kind of it made me reflect on my own spiritual life of, do I invite the Lord to come stay with me wherever I'm at, whatever I'm doing during the day, or whatever is going on with me? Do I treat the Lord in the same way?
Oh, very beautiful, and just tying that into the Eucharist too, of how the Lord does stay with us in the Eucharist, and how we can go visit Him in the chapel and Eucharistic adoration and so forth, and just have that time with Him that He's already staying with us if we just go make that time. No, I thought that was really good. And I thought was really interesting for how many times I've read this story and so forth. I never caught on to, they were so heartbroken that they only called Him a prophet.
Yes.
They didn't refer back to Him as Messiah anymore. And a prophet, great indeed, it says, but a prophet nonetheless, and not the Son of God and so forth. So it's amazing how much downcast they were in that, and how despair can come in. But yet Jesus, he comes to them in their darkness and walks with them and sheds the light of the gospel for them, and especially to be known fully when the Eucharist is made present to them. So I really like that part too. And I really thought that the idea of, again, driving home the fact that it's not just His crucified body, but His risen body that we're receiving, and having that connection there. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I really love that too. And this idea of, I had never really thought about this before. One of the questions that I asked early in the chapter is, how did Jesus know that He would be able to give Himself to everyone in the whole world? I never thought about that question before, and this idea that when I approach the Eucharist, do I truly treat it like it's divine food, or am I treating it just like it's just another day, another wafer? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do I approach it with that kind of reverence or divinity? And sometimes, when you go to Mass every week or however often you go, you kind of get into this rhythm where you just kind of, it starts to lose its kind of sparkle a little bit when you're going to communion. And I think it really made me think about, do I truly see this as divine food? Do I truly see this as what it is, which is the risen God? And He's trying to give me this part of His divinity to stay with me always. And that's just so beautiful. And I think it's just really easy to just go through the motions of our faith. And it just made me really question how I'm approaching Jesus when I'm going up for communion.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And it's and just seeing how Jesus is in this story again of the Emmaus, how He's revealing how He's going to be present to us now. That the moment He vanishes, it's not that He's gone; He's present right there in the Eucharist, and how that super substantial food for us, as one of the previous chapters had mentioned, is always there present for us, and giving us, as you said so beautifully, His divinity, and getting to share in the divine life of God. So, well, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us all through the time as we read this book together. I hope it has been helpful and has brought you to a deeper love of the Eucharist and to our Lord Jesus Christ. Know that you are in my prayers, and please continue to pray for me. God bless.